Good morning, everyone. This is Dr. James Owens, ready to give you another great show, inspiring people to dream, not only to dream, but to pursue your passion, to do what God has called you to do. And I'm very excited about today because today marks another day, another week. God has allowed me, allowed you to live, to pursue our passion and our destiny, to fulfill our purpose here on the earth. And I'm so excited today. My name is once again Dr. James Owens. Some of you all have been looking at us for quite some time now, for about a year. And my wife, Lady Lynette Owens, and we're excited about bringing you weekly content that will inspire you. Well, I'm excited to share with you today that we are embarking upon a new level of growth, and excited to present to you where Dare to Dream is going and where we're headed. And we want you to be a part. I do have a special guest. Pastor Frank Starks will be with me, and we're excited about KCWG, which brings great content, allowing people to have a platform to share their vision, to share where they're going. There are a lot of things that we have coming down the pike. A lot of you don't know, but we are in ministry as well, and it's entitled Hope for America. I want to share with you a little bit about that today. And we're getting ready for our next big event, which will be at the Adelanto Stadium in the city of Adelanto. Hope for America, Hope for America, June 18th from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. We'll be there all day. And I want to invite you, your families, and your friends to come out and worship with us. There'll be preaching all day. There'll be music ministry. There'll be a lot of things going on. We'll have a baptismal pool. We'll have toys and backpacks that we're giving away to the children. So we want to encourage you to come out. Bring the family. It's a family event. And it's a day where we're going to be ministering by the power of preaching, music, worship. It's going to be a fun-filled day. We're going to have the Marine Corps, the Army, the Navy, the Air Force there, recruiters for young people. We're going to be giving away free food, free clothing, and you just want to come out and enjoy yourselves on that day. It's free. It's absolutely free. And so what is it that God has given you? You know, I asked this question many times because God has given all of us many gifts and many talents that we can use to enhance the kingdom of God here on the earth. And so many of us, we neglect to use those gifts. We neglect to use those talents. Why? What are some of the reasons why we neglect to use those talents in our gifts? Well, I say a lot of time it's fear of the unknown, fear of not feeling that you're capable of doing that particular calling that God has placed upon your heart. Fear is something that has stopped a lot of people from pursuing their passion in life. And if you're like me, then listen, you face the fear head on and you move into the destiny that God has for you. And I want to talk about that today. Overcoming fear, overcoming mental blocks, mental challenges, emotional challenges. Your mind and your emotions will tell you it's just a way that the body and the mind protects itself to fight or flight. But you have to be in control of your mind. The Bible declares in the book of Timothy, it says, "For God has not given us a spirit of fear, but of power and of love and of a sound mind." I want to say that again to you. For God has not given us a spirit of fear, but of power and of love and of a sound mind. So God has not given you the spirit of fear, but of power. Excuse me. Dunamis power, Holy Spirit power. The Greek word for power, dunamis, is also used for dynamite. Dunamis, power, being able to literally obliterate things that would come our way. And so I want to express to you, how do you overcome your fear? How do you overcome? You overcome by faith. You overcome by belief. You overcome by prayer. There are times then when you must get away. Part of the Dare to Dream curriculum is that we tackle fear. We deal with that fear. We have a curriculum that teaches you how to overcome your fear. One of the things that really stands out to me is that you must be willing to take action. I want to say that again. You must be willing to take action. I'm going to add something to that as well. You must be willing to take massive action, massive action, massive action. So it means that once God gives you the inspiration, he gives you the calling, and you know that it is God that has called you to do a certain thing, you must be willing to take massive action. And that means every day you're relentless on pursuing the task that God has given you. Amen. Joshua and Caleb were two men in the Bible that were sent to spy out the land. And they went with several other witnesses. I think it was 10 other witnesses to spy out the land that God had given them. And they came back with a report. And the 10 men that came back, they said, "For we're too small. We are as grasshoppers to the enemy." And Joshua and Caleb said that we can take this land. We have the ability to take this land. We have the authority. We have the power. For God has given us the land. And so because the people believed the negative report, they were going around, they were in the desert for another 40 years. But God promised Joshua and Caleb that they would enter into the promised land. And so when it was time for Joshua and Caleb to enter into the promised land, the book of Joshua, chapter 1, verse 9 declares, he said, "Be very courageous, be encouraged, be very bold and very courageous." And I want to implant that to someone today in your dreams, in your goals, in your passion, in what God has inspired you to do, what he's inspired you to pursue. Be bold, be daring, pursue it with passion, be very bold, make big moves. Don't make small moves with God. Some of us, we have the mindset that we have a small mindset because we don't believe in ourselves. We don't believe that we can do it. We don't believe that we can achieve the utmost. Well, you can. The Bible declares that with God, all things are possible. With God, all things are possible. So what are your goals and your dreams today, right now? Some of us, we put those goals, we put those dreams on a back burner because of financial challenges. Well, money should not be a reason or an obstacle to stop you from pursuing your goals. I want to say that again. Money should not be an obstacle or a reason for you not to pursue your goals. I want to use one word for you: creativity. I want to say that again: creativity. God has given you innovation, and he's given you the ability to create. Have you ever heard the saying, there's more than one way to skin the cat? More than one way to scale the mountain. There's more than one way to cook a great meal. There's more than one way to get the job done. And sometimes it calls for us to be creative, to think out of the box. And it's not the money that will stop you. It's the lack of creativity, the lack of imagination, the lack of innovation. How many people have started with nothing and have created multi-million-dollar empires because they used what they had? Use what they had. I want you to take notes today. I want you to write these things down. Use what you have. Maybe you have the inspiration to cook. Maybe you have the inspiration to play golf. And you think, well, I got to take lessons. I got to go out and find someone before I can start. Why don't you just go to Walmart, buy you some clubs, and look at some YouTube videos and start practicing on your own by getting mentored for free on YouTube, right? You don't have to wait to pay a lot of money for a coach. Well, you can do that until you can afford a coach. There's so many ways that you can include your passion, and you can include it in your daily life right now. I was just talking to my wife on yesterday. In fact, I have a concept, I have an idea. And you would think that I would need a warehouse. I would need a physical location. And by using my imagination, I was able to set it up where I could do it right now, where I could work the vision right now. So let's write that down. Start now. How do you attain your goals? By starting with what you have. Use what you have. I always love to use the illustration with Moses, how his back was against the wall. He was leading the children of Israel away from Pharaoh. They were fleeing for their lives. And here they are, the Red Sea in front of them, Pharaoh's army with chariots in the back of him. And now his back is against the wall. He has nowhere to turn. He can't go to the front because there's a Red Sea, and he can't turn back because Pharaoh and his chariots and his horsemen, soldiers, are coming to kill them. So what does he do? He asked God, what do I do? And God said, what is that, Moses? What is that you have in your hand? And Moses looked, he said he saw he had the staff. So God says, raise up the staff, Moses. Moses raises up the staff. And God uses it as a point of faith and begins to divide the waters. And the Bible declares that the waters became like walls. And so the children of Israel could walk on dry ground. Now, this is a great testimony to us that we can use what we have. We can use what we have and we can make it. We have the ability to be creative and innovative. We have the ability to rise above the problems. We have the ability to rise up above the challenges of life. And we can use what we have if we only imagine, if we only become creative with what we have. You don't need money to make money. You need ideas to make money. You need the willing to take action to make money. The Bible declares he's given us the power to get wealth. He's given us the skill set to get wealth. What is your skill? What are your skills? Are you a great writer? Do you have a beautiful voice? Are you a great musician? Some of you are self-taught in your cooking and your ability to articulate. Some of you have used your gift so much that you've literally taught yourself. And so with that being said, what's stopping you from monetizing your craft? What's stopping you from stepping out and starting your own business? This is what we do with Dare to Dream. We inspire. Go to the website, daretodreamlive.com, dreamlive.com, where you can see what we have available for you. We're starting to begin to use our learning materials. We are aligned with DISC leadership and also 5 behaviors, which helps you to tap into your personality trait. It assists you in tapping into your personality trait to find out what your personality is, because some of us we all have different personalities. Some of us, we're very dominant in our personality. Some of us are influencers. Some of us are charming. Some of us are analytical. Some of us, we want to assist and help. So we have assessments that you can take. We also show you how to resolve conflict, how to deal in upper levels of management and sales, how to tailor your sales technique according to the people that you're dealing with. These are the things that Dare to Dream can help you with. We can help you take a personal assessments to find out what your personality trait is, what your giftings are. You know, it's so good to know what your gifts are. It's so good to know what your gifts are. What types of gifts do you have? There are assessments we can give you so you can find out what your gifts are, what you're good at. There's no sense in majoring in minors, things that you're not too good at. You want to major in your strengths. You want to push and develop what you have a natural propensity to do. Why is it that people that do well at what they do make it seem as though that it's flawless? Well, one is hard work, and the other one is because they have a gifting for that. Some people speak well. Some people can dribble a basketball well. Some people are just good at math. It's not that they just woke up and they could do the math. Don't get me wrong. They had a passion for it. They loved it so much to the point where they practiced it. They studied it day in and day out. Someone that loves to play football or basketball or boxing or whatever, they practiced it. They had a natural propensity for loving it. And so they engulf themselves in it. And here they are, years down the road, they become subject matter experts at what they do. So you got to find out what What are you passionate about? What are the gifts that God gave you? And God has given us many gifts. None of us can never say that we don't have gifts or talents. We all have them. We all have them. You have them. We all have at least 2 to 3 gifts that God has given us that we can use and develop. And then we can monetize them so they can be a blessing into our lives as we're blessing people with the gifts that God gave us. The Bible declares that your gift would make room for you and bring you before great men. Once again, your gift would make room for you and bring you before great men. And then the word of the Lord declares, he said, I have given you power to get wealth. I'm going to say it again. The Bible says that he says, I have given you power to get wealth. And so we don't have to depend on a job or the government. We don't have to depend on people to take care of us. We can take care of ourselves if we'll just become efficient and effective with the gifts and talents that God has given us. Now, isn't that interesting? That is something good to know, because many of us have been working at jobs that we literally hate. And we feel like that we have to compromise and stay somewhere just because it's garnishing us a paycheck. And sometimes we do have to stay there for a while until we can build up in the things that we want to do. We become good at it to the point where we can start doing what we love to do. And I'm not attesting that we should just go out here and leave our jobs with nothing, but I'm saying that you should be making daily steps towards using your gifts, developing your gifts, so that if that's what you're called to do, if that's what you want to do, then you can, by God, do it. If you believe you can achieve it. I want to talk to you a little bit about preparation. Preparation, preparing yourself for the calling that's on your life. Many are called, the word declares, but few are chosen. Dare to dream. We want to help you to prepare yourself. Preparation, preparing yourself for what God has called you to do. Preparation is a very important element in the scheme of things. Preparation. We have a culture that today that wants it right now. They don't want to wait on it. They don't want to prepare for it. They just want it right now. I was looking at a clip yesterday. It's very interesting. Well-known actor that we all know, Denzel Washington, who is a famous world-renowned actor. Very good at what he does. Very good at his craft. And it was a clip on social media where this young man was saying, I feel like I'm called to work under you. I feel like that you're to be my mentor. And Denzel said, have you gone to school? No, but I feel like, he said, have you gone to school? No, but he said, well, go to school. And that struck me that Denzel was a man of discipline, a man that had studied. And he was telling the young man, in essence, you want to work with me, but no, go to school, learn the craft, And then as you learn the craft, then doors will open for you. And so I want to talk about that, because oftentimes today, especially the culture that we live in, they want it now. They want it right now, especially the younger generation. There's a time period, there's a gestation period where you're studying, you're practicing, you're working out all the kinks in your passion, in your gifting, you're working it out. And so while you're in this preparation stage, you've got to take the time to perfect your gift, perfect your craft, allow yourself to fail forward. Now, did you hear what I just said? Fail forward. Let's talk about that. Failure. A lot of people look at failure as that they are a failure. No, that doesn't mean that you're a failure. That means you're learning. As you're in your gifting and as you're in your craft and as you're pursuing your purpose in life, you fail forward. A lot of things that we learn, most things that we really perfect, we learn from a lot of failure. Many people that have had great businesses, great organizations, great sportsmen, and great doctors and lawyers and people from all walks of life failed many times before they succeeded. We all know the story of Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan is I would say if not the all-time great of basketball, Okay, the coach, well, I think he was in the 10th grade. Most of us know the story that, well, he was kicked off the team, or he wasn't accepted on the team, and he came back with a vengeance. How many people? Walt Disney. I think Walt Disney went bankrupt 7 times before he became the great success, the legacy that he left with Disneyland. You got to understand that there's a process, there's a struggle, there's a fight that you go through. Colonel Sanders started Kentucky Fried Chicken at 65 years old. After he retired, he stepped out and started following his dream as a senior citizen. And here this man would travel from gas station to city promoting his chicken. And look where Kentucky Fried Chicken is today. It's a worldwide food chain. From one man believing, one man not giving up, one man not saying that, no, I'm too old. He didn't say that. He said, I'm at the right age. I have the wisdom, I have the knowledge to know what I want, and I'm going to go for it. And so it doesn't matter how old you are. It doesn't matter what color you are. It doesn't matter your background. You're rich or poor. It doesn't matter. God loves everybody. He loves us all, and he wants all of us to win. He wants all of us to win. What choices have you made in your life that would cause you not to win? Are you dibbling and dabbling and being lazy and not being focused, not being shrewd, not being frugal with your finances, not taking advantage of every day that you wake up in the morning and saying, hey, I'm alive? And you know, your mind will talk to you. Your mind will talk you out of getting out of the bed and pursuing your dream and your destiny. It's something special about waking up early in the morning. Let's talk about this. Getting your day started. Jesus rose up early in the morning, the Bible declares, before day, and he got along with his Father to get the instructions for the day. I want to encourage some of you, start waking up early in the morning. Start your day with a conversation with your Father. Get up in the morning and get your cup of coffee, get your favorite beverage, and begin to have your quiet time with your Maker, with your Creator. Let him talk to you and you talk to him, and have that relationship where you have that special time with your daddy. And once you've done that, God has given you, and he's downloaded you with what your day should look like. He's given you the instructions for the day, and so you can go on about your day. So we know that life is something else. Life is very complex, yet it is not. It's complex, yet it is not. We make it complex because we don't learn how to follow the rules. Who wrote the rules? God wrote the rules. He wrote the rules. And if we follow the rules that he wrote, then we'll be successful in what we do. So what is it that, child of God, man of God, woman of God, what is it that's in your heart? What is it that's lingering in your soul? What is it that you want to accomplish? What is it that you want to get over in your life? DareToDreamLive.com. Go to the website, DreamLive.com. We're here to assist you. We have coaches that are here to help you to attain your goals. If you own a company and you have a staff and things are in disarray, people are not getting along, we can help you with that. We can help you take assessments, each of your staff members, and we can find out what their personality trait is. Maybe your manager and your staff are like wildcats. You can't rein them in. We'll have you and your staff to take personal assessments. We'll find out what their personality traits are. And we'll show you all how to get along, because you now know how each of you are wired, what your personality trait is. And we'll go over some behavioral patterns that will help you go through the process of conflict. Did you know that conflict is necessary? It's necessary, yes, because it brings a spirit of honesty. When a person speaks their mind and they're able to do it in a safe place, we teach you this, then the true selves come out. They express themselves about what they really want, about what's really ailing them, about how they feel on the job, how they feel about their coworkers. They're able to express it in a safe place. And once they're able to express how they feel, now you have the element of trust that comes in. Yes, because my boss heard me. I was angry. I was upset. I didn't feel comfortable. I expressed it. Now I'm free. Now I can trust because I've been allowed to express myself in a safe place, in a safe environment. Conflict is very necessary in order to have a good working environment. And I'm not talking about the destructive conflict. I'm talking about the constructive conflict where we're able to discuss our thoughts and get things off of our chest and how we feel in a very respectful manner. And once we're able to do this, now we can create accountability. We can create trust. And these are systems that we have in place to help you and your company become one. Yes, one on the same page, working together in harmony. So what's your excuse? We have no excuses because God gives us the answer. Some of you need the products that we have. We'd be glad to come to your place of location of your work or your business or your staff and come and give you some training. So call us. Give us a call. Send us an email. You can call us at 951-378-3998, or you can send us an email at Dare to Dream. Go to the website, daretodreamlive.com, and then from there, you can send us an email. So we're excited about what God has for you. We're excited about where he's taking you. Why? Because it's your life. It's your life. You ought to be excited about where God is taking you and where he wants to take you. There's a scripture that says we have not because we ask not, and we ask amiss. We're not straight shooters. God wants you to ask for what you want. Have you asked God for what you want? You have not because you ask not. I've been very blessed for the last several years because I asked and God gave me what I wanted. It didn't look like it was something that God sent me initially, but when I diagnosed it and I put it through the test, it was God. Sometimes we'll ask for things and God will present it to us in such a way that it seems very odd. It's very strange the way he will answer our prayers. But God will confirm to you that, yes, that's me, son. Daughter, that's me. Yes, when the prophet told the king to dip in the water 7 times, and he told him to dip in the Jordan, that it was the dirtiest river there. And he couldn't understand, why would you tell me to dip in the dirtiest river, the water, here in the land? Why? You could have sent me somewhere else where the water's clean, but you're telling me to dip myself in the dirtiest water. God sent his son Jesus in the form of flesh, on this earthly flesh, this filthy earth. He sent the triune God, the Son of God, to this planet that we know. Cannot compare to heaven. Cannot compare to where he was before he came down here. But it was necessary for Christ to come down here to be a man, to come in the flesh. Not only just to come in the flesh, he had to suffer. He had to die. So I present to you that when you ask God for something, God's going to give you something that will humble you. Something, a task that will humble you to cause you to become more like him. When we ask for the blessings of God, God will answer us with work so that we can work out our soul salvation with fear and trembling. I often say that God is not Santa Claus. Some of us think that we can just name it and claim it, but who much is given, much was required. And when you ask God for something, he requires something from you. Because who much is given, much is required. That means we must have character. That means that we must be responsible. Many of us, we want wealth. But do you not know it takes a lot of responsibility to maintain wealth? If you don't have responsibility or the character and you get wealth, then you'll become, if you're crazy now, you really become crazy. If you're not disciplined now, you'll really have a lot of money to do a lot of things that will hurt you and the loved ones around you. So very interesting how so many people win the lottery, and it's a fact. A lot of them that win the lottery, they end up broke again. They also have documented people that have won the lottery saying that, I wish I never won the lottery. It messed my life up because it was too much. If you don't have the development to maintain something that's massive, you'll lose it. It could shipwreck your life. Whom much is given, much is required. We want a lot, but are we able to maintain it? Are we able to, amen, look over it and be disciplined with it? Are we able to dispatch it and be able to bless others with it? Who much is given, much is required. Speaking to someone today that has a great calling. Many of you are listening to me today, and you have a great calling on your life. God is depending on you. He's calling you to deeper waters. And I want to let you know that it's available for you, that you can do it. I want to speak to somebody and let you know that you have what it takes. Don't let your circumstance define whether you have what it takes. And you have what it takes to make it. You have the ability to weather the storm. Some of you are questioning the next phase of your life and whether you should go on and do that project, go on and start that business, go on and open up that church, go on and go to school that's in another state, move to another state. You have, I'm telling you right now, you have what it takes. Once God has given you the green light, he's confirmed it through people, because he will move through people to confirm what he's called you to do. And once he's confirmed that to you, you step out into action. Take action. I hope you've been writing some of this down. Take action and take massive action and be bold and be courageous, very courageous. Do it in spite of the fear that you feel, because more often than not, you're going to have fear. You're going to sense fear. You're going to feel the fear, but do it anyway. That's what all courage is. Doing it afraid. It's all boldness is. Doing it afraid. Sometimes we have fear because we're human, but do it anyway. You have to train your mind to be comfortable in uncomfortable situations. Well, how do you do that? Stay in uncomfortable situations. Keep stepping out on faith. Keep walking out on the water. And though you fail, you're going to fail into your success, because you're going to get better over time. You're going to learn what to do and what not to do. You're going to perfect your craft through the failures. You're going to learn what to do and what not to do and how to do it effectively and efficiently. And you're going to do it so well that people are going to pay you for your product. They're going to pay you for your skill set. They're going to pay you because you've failed so much that you've learned so much. You have learned what to do and what not to do. And you have become a subject matter expert in your field. And that does not mean that you have to have an education from a traditional standpoint of view. It just means that you have perfected your skill set, and now you can go out here and use your gift and talents to help other people. And I want to say this. A lot of people don't take the traditional scholastic academia path. That's not for everybody. Maybe you're one of those people, and you are self-taught. You have become proficient and effective by teaching yourself, by reading books. And I am an advocate of education, but I come to realize and understand that God will take some people another way. The disciples were unlearned men. They were fishermen. They were not students of the scriptures. They didn't go to no theological seminary. They were fishermen, rugged men that were fishermen. They fished for a living. And God chose these fishermen to become disciples and apostles that would begin the great crusade to win souls for Christ. And so you too can be that champion right where you are. You too may not have a formal education. You too may not have coming from a family that was wealthy or had a lot of money. Maybe you are in an area where it's poverty, where your surroundings are negative. But God has said, son, daughter, I've chosen you. I've chosen you to do a great work. I've chosen you to be a great speaker, orator, preacher, dentist, doctor, whatever the case may be. I have chosen you right where you are. But you have to listen and you have to obey. Because just as sure as God calls you, he's going to open the door for you. He's going to give you a way out of no way. He's going to create a door for you. He's going to create a window for you, and he's going to create a way for your escape. But once God creates and gives you that door, it may seem weird. It may seem different. I want to share personal testimony with several of you, and some of you have heard the testimony. I was living in a place in a time of my life where I was struggling. I was 34 years old. I wanted to go back to school. And I was living in an area that was really tough. And I didn't know how I was going to get out of that situation. And I would walk those streets. I would say, Lord, you got to get me out of this area. You got to get me out of this situation. I would walk and pray and talk to God. And God heard my prayer. He provided a way for me. So much so that within 3 days, I was living in where the homes were worth millions of dollars. And my life has never been the same. So if you believe God and you trust God, he'll send a mentor to your life. He'll send a mentor. He'll send someone to lead you. He'll send someone to help guide you, to give you instructions. But you have to humble yourself. A lot of us deal with that. Well, I don't want anybody telling me what to do. I don't want to be accountable to anybody. Well, if you have that attitude, you'll never make it, because everybody that's successful has had people in their lives that they have listened to. Maybe it was a grandmother. Maybe it was your mother, your father. Maybe it was a big brother, an uncle, an aunt, a childhood friend, a friend in school, a staff member at a school, a teacher. It could have been any number of persons or anybody that God will send to you that will be that angel to you. It's amazing. I've just been blessed to continue my doctoral degree from Regent University. And as I posted it on social media, I had one dear sister that was there with me when I started school. She sent me over 20 years to go from an associate's to a bachelor's to a master's to attaining a doctoral degree. She encouraged me from the beginning. God sent that sister in my life as a young man to help encourage me along the way. Of course, along with my wife, my family, my children. But when I was in academia at this particular college, the sister was instrumental in keeping me as a staff member, much older than me, but experienced in education. She said, James, you want to do this, you want to do that, and oftentimes encouraged and prayed with me that I would stay encouraged and focused. And God sent this person to be an encouragement and a light. And God has given me a beautiful wife that has been with me throughout most of my adult life, that has been there to encourage me, to inspire me. When I was a young man, I've always wanted to have a family. And it's amazing that God blessed me with a family. And I'm so thankful for my wife and my children, whom I've been married to my wife for 32 years. It's a long time. God gave me the desires of my heart as a young man, and I've kept those vows with my wife. And I want to let you know something. When God blesses you with something or someone, stay loyal, stay committed, stay honest, stay true. How does a great marriage or relationship work? And I know that we're kind of going around in different places and talking about different topics today, but I'm being led in my heart to share with you these things because we live in a world today that the society does not know what it means to, what is marriage? I mean, nowadays you can marry a tree, you can marry a dog, you can marry a snake, you can just marry anything you want. For the Bible declares that marriage is considered between a man and a woman. And so when God has blessed us with our mates, whomever you are, be sure to take care of your mate. Be sure to, aside from God, to put them first. Some people put cars before their mate. They put money before their mates. They put children before their mates. The Bible declares what God has joined together, let no man put asunder. So aside from God and your relationship with the Lord, your mate is first, is next. And so we ought to thank God. And how do we thank God? In our relationship with our husbands or our wives. We honor God by honoring them, by how we treat them, how we take care of them, how we communicate, how we listen. This is how we thank God. So it's a lot that goes into relationships. It's a lot that goes into building bridges as you're becoming successful in your life. in your business life, in your professional life. There's a lot of things that go into being successful. Nobody becomes successful alone. Nobody becomes successful by themselves. I don't want to share this with someone that is watching. I want to make a statement to you. I want you to write this down. Never forget the bridges that brought you over. Never forget the bridges that assisted you or helped you to become who you are or were or you are today. In the process of life, there are many bridges that God will send through people that will help get you over the bridge. And as we grow and God nurtures us up to be blessed and successful in life, don't forget those people that helped you when you were struggling, when you were going through school, when you were trying to raise a family. Don't forget your mother and your father. This is something that we tend to, the society has really thrown out the spirit of respect. If it was true 10, 20, 40, 50, 100, 1,000 years ago, it's true today. Honor your parents, your elders, that you may have long life. So honor your elders, your seniors. Some of us, we were raised by our grandmother. We were raised by our auntie. We were raised by our mothers. We were raised by our fathers. Do we check on them? Do we call them? Do we pick up the phone and say, hey, I just want to check on you. Is everything okay? Do you need anything? Do you need any money? Do you need any help? I think once you reach a certain level in life, you should make it your business to check on your mother. If your mother was there for you and she took care of you, you should call your mother at least once a week. At least. You have a father that was there for you and made sure that you had the clothes and that you went to school and you played sports and you had pretty much a good life. Maybe you weren't rich, but you had a pretty decent life. You ought to check on your dad. Talking to somebody today. Talking to someone and trying to help you to be successful, and not only be successful financially, but to be successful in your character, to be successful with respect and honor in your life. Money cannot buy respect or character. Always remember that. Doesn't matter where you are in life. You can be the poorest man on the street, but your character will take you to sit in the seat of kings. Your character will take you from the lower parts of economy to the highest heights of economy. Your character will take you where money can't take you. Never forget, it's about your character. So how do we become successful? How do we become competent and efficient and effective? By discipline, by prayer, by having faith in God, by treating others the way we want to be treated, by being able to take the high road. To be a leader in life, you must be willing to take the high road. You must be willing to sometimes hold your peace. Being a leader, being someone that is espousing to represent Christ in the workplace, Christ in your business, sometimes it means going the extra mile. Sometimes it means going to the point, that extra mile that you won't get compensated for, but you go the extra mile because you want to show that you're the best. And you're about people. You're about service. You're about servitude. That's what servitude is all about. Going out of your way to make sure people are taken care of. We teach that. Go to the website, dare2dreamlive.com. We have so much that we can help you and your staff become more efficient. We have the tools to help you walk through your business or your personal life. Even individuals that want to come and grow, give us a call. Go to the website, dare2. It's running at the bottom of the screen, dare2dreamlive.com. I want to express to some of you that are watching, and you have a ministry, you have a business, you have a talent, you have a gift. I want to encourage you to give Pastor Frank Starks a call. KCWG, the greatest internet radio station on the planet. He'll help you to promote yourself and your business right on KCWG. And he's also a part of Dare to Dream. So listen, where are you in your life? Where do you want to go? These are all questions that we must ask. I want to impress upon you that every day is a present. Every day that you wake up thankful. Wake up thanking God that he's allowed you to wake up another day. And once you wake up, hit the ground running. Because you know what? Your mind will talk to you and say, lay back down. Your mind will talk to you and begin to say all these negative things. But you've got to rise up in your spirit, man, and say, I choose to get up. I choose to shave, take a shower, get my clothes on, and start my day. That's right. You have to make the decision to be success. You have to make a decision to be a success. You have to make a decision, a conscious decision to win. Because if you don't make a conscious decision, your environment or the people around you will make the decision for you. And oftentimes, it's not in your favor. So you have got to make the stance yourself and say that today I will be successful. Today I will accomplish my goals, and then hit the ground running. Make it happen. So this is Dr. James Owens encouraging you, inspiring you for these last several minutes to take action. To take action. Don't overthink it. We want to help you get there. DareToDreamLive.com. Go to the website. We want to help you and your staff. Maybe you're a manager. Maybe you're a CEO. Maybe you're a CFO. Maybe you're the owner of the company. Then you need us to come in and help do some staff training and deal with conflict, deal with accountability. Maybe you need some help in these areas, and we want to come and help you and your staff. Go to the website, DareToDreamLive.com. Maybe you're an individual and you need guidance, you need help, you need mentors in your life. You need someone that can call you once a week and say, hey, what are you working on this week? Have you attained those goals this week? We have coaches that will help you do that. Maybe you need a public speaker, someone to come and speak at your event. We have coaches that will come and speak at your event. They'll study the issues or the challenges that you all are dealing with, and they'll speak on that topic. We have public speakers. We have coaches that will come to your event. We are well equipped to help you in the areas of leadership and to inspire your team to go to the next level or to come to your event and speak at your event. So what are you dealing with today? Well, I hope I helped answer some of those questions. I hope and pray that you are steadfast and immovable in the faith. There's so much that we deal with in this life, in this current life that we're in, so much that our nation is going through, so much that the world is going through. And if you don't want to get caught up into the hype, get away from your morals and what God has destined you to be, I want to encourage you to get grounded in God. He is the one that will keep you stable in these trying times. And we are living in some very confusing, trying times. So this is Dr. Owens. I want to thank you for watching this show today. I want to thank you for joining me today. I want to thank you that you, on a weekly basis, join us. We're going to start doing some training right here on this show with some of the principles that we have in our curriculum. And you just stay tuned, stay encouraged, stay focused, stay determined. Know that God is with you. He's more than the world against you. There's no weapon that is formed against you that shall prosper. For God has given you the power and the authority to win. Come on, say that with me. God has given me the power and the authority to win. Say it again. Say, God has given me the power and the authority to win. Now go out and win. Go out and do it. You may not have all the tools, but it doesn't matter. Just start with what you have. Make that call to that college, that local college, your university. Get yourself in school. Start purchasing some of those items to start your business. Go to Amazon and purchase the material. That's right. Start with what you have. It's right in your kitchen. It's right in your home. All you have to do is use some imagination. Use some creativity. Get a website up. It doesn't cost much to get a website up. Get some business cards made. Get started. And day by day, as you're faithful, with that seed, God will begin to send the people. He'll begin to send the contacts, the support system. As you're faithful with that little, he will expand it and make it much. The seed faith concept. Jesus talked about the mustard seed. When that mustard seed is planted in the ground, it becomes one of the greatest trees where birds can literally make nest in them from one mustard seed. So all you need is a seed of faith, of hope. And God will get started, and God will do the rest. He'll multiply. He'll give you an increase as you're faithful with what he's given you. So God bless you. This is Dr. Owens saying goodbye. Not for long, but until I see you again, stay connected with faith. Stay connected with your dream. Don't give up. Stay around people that will celebrate you and not tolerate you. This is Dr. Owens and Lady Owens saying goodbye. We love you, and we'll see you next week on Dare to Dream Live. .com or Dare to Dream Live show. We'll see you next week. We're inspired. We're excited. We love you. Stay encouraged. God bless you. Take